protect humanity, whatever the cost.
But this wasn't the mission.
The missions change. They always do.
Gardeners of the Galaxy?
What? No, Rocket. So I let Groot fill out the paperwork.
Everybody's working for the weekend. Everybody wants a new romance.
Mother Miranda, I regret to inform you that Ethan Winters has escaped the fool Heisenberg.
Second chance. Oh, you want a piece of my heart? You better start from the start. You wanna be sure?
Wow, Ethan Winters.
Come on, baby, let's go. Just how you feel. You got to roll with the punches and get to what's real. Can't you see me standing here? I got my back against the wrecking machine. I ain't the worst that you've seen. Can't you see what... Why you had to hide.
Let's watch these pictures, the President and First Lady in their final steps outside the White House residence. We will watch Marine One as it departs. It's a short ride.
I am about to enter the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
Together, we shall write an American story of hope, not fear, of unity, not division, of light, not darkness.
And breaking news tonight, the deadly siege on Congress as an angry pro-Trump mob storms the U.S. Capitol. We've seen shocking images of chaos, rioters rushing past barricades and police up the Capitol steps, forcing their way inside. Both the House and the Senate evacuated. Lawmakers moved to safe locations. The invaders roaming the abandoned Senate floor, one hanging from the balcony. Police with guns drawn inside the House. The violence erupting, one woman fatally shot outside the Capitol. Improvised explosive devices found. Several people injured. Offices vandalized. Windows smashed. The National Guard called in to quell the unrest, with that city now under curfew. The breach abruptly halting a joint session of Congress just as Republicans launched a last-ditch effort to overturn President-elect Biden's victory in the Electoral College.
And they were shaken up. And I asked them what happened, and they said there was a group that broke away from the protesters, and they had evil in their eyes. These weren't just your normal protesters; they had evil in their eyes, and there wasn't just one or two or three of them that said that to me. There was multiple ones that I talked to, But at the end of the day, we are all responsible for our own actions regardless. We're responsible for our behavior, and I think President Trump did a good job by telling them to go home, and then he even told them that he loved them, and a lot of people want to make a big deal about that.
Breaking news in the last hour, Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis police officer convicted of killing George Floyd, just changed his plea to guilty in the federal case against him. He's facing federal charges of violating Floyd's civil rights. Chauvin and the 3 other officers involved in Floyd's death were all indicted back in May, originally entering not guilty pleas. NBC's Ron Allen is outside the courthouse in St. Paul, Minnesota. So, Ron, first of all, do we know why Chauvin changed his plea?
It is Canada who have the gold medal in women's football.
Back-to-back gold medals at the Olympics.
And her first Olympic medal is gold.
Going to begin with the news alert just in from the Teton County coroner in Wyoming, confirming the body found in Grand Teton National Park is Gabby Petito, and she was killed. Her death now ruled a homicide.
We begin with breaking news tonight, a deadly prop gun accident on a movie set near Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Now, we have just learned that actor Alec Baldwin is the one who fired that gun, killing the director of photography, 42-year-old Helena Hutchins. The film director was wounded and is in a hospital, we're told. He's 48-year-old Joel Sussa.
At least 8 people died and more than 300 were injured during a mass stampede at Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival on Friday, November 5th in Houston, Texas. Houston Fire Department Chief Samuel Pena confirmed the casualties during a late press conference, calling it a tragic night for the city. He estimated the attendance at 50,000 and said trouble started brewing shortly after 9 p.m., saying, "The crowd began to compress toward the front of the stage and that caused some panic and started causing some injuries. People began to fall out and become unconscious, and that created additional panic."
Count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we the jury find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Members of the jury, are these your unanimous verdicts? Is there anyone who does not agree with the verdicts as read? Would you wish the jury poll? Okay. Okay, folks, your job is done, and we started.
Americans who visit Canada right now are leaving behind a major surge in COVID-19 cases. It's been brought on in part by the rise of the Delta variant.
Now to the surge in the Omicron COVID variant, 1 in 4 hospitals with ICUs report at least 95% capacity this week, and the Omicron spike shows no sign of slowing.
So yeah, that's 2021 in a nutshell. I know this is not like everything that's happened, but this is pretty much like the major stuff that I could find. But this is pretty much like the biggest stories that everyone should know about. 2021 is not the best year nor the worst year. but I can certainly say that it's better than last year. Who knows what's going to happen in 2022? Who knows what's coming, you know, the good stuff or the bad stuff, but here's hoping there's mostly good stuff this year. Well, Happy New Year, everyone. This is Skipper, signing out.